What is, what was, and what will be start here with the words, in the beginning there was...
Hello and welcome to the next episode of Bearded Game Masters. As always, my name is Ron.
And I'm Mike.
There we go. Thought I was the only one here for a second.
I tried.
As always, we're always here to bring some gaming news that you've probably already heard about and hear two guys talk about random things that they enjoy. Right. As is usual on most episodes.
Except that we have beards.
This is true. We have some big beards.
Yeah.
So just to give everyone an obvious heads up, this will be the last episode of 2018.
Woo.
Yeah. Woo, yay. Hey, thanks to everyone out there, all maybe like 12 of you now, who actively listen to this, whether you want to or not. If it just plays, I don't know, however it works. But as always, thank you for joining us on this fun-filled ride.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before I ramble on too long about random stuff here, let's get cracking. So the first piece of some interesting news in the last couple of weeks here that really got me excited was the announcement of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which, I mean, to any of you out there who have an idea what I'm talking about, basically think like Baldur's Gate, more so Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
But, you were superheroes and you could basically pick just about anyone you wanted within reason at the time. Just top down RPG, just like those games, like I said.
Yeah.
First, so it was announced at the Game Awards and they announced a bunch of other stuff. But this one really just kind of like got me really excited because I think it's been like maybe 10 years since the last one. And that one was on Xbox 360. So, yeah, there's another Ultimate Alliance 3 coming out. But the caveat to this is it's coming out on the Nintendo Switch, which makes me very happy because I happen to own one of those.
No, you do? I had no idea.
Yeah, you're right. But, yeah, so it's coming out on the Nintendo Switch sometime next year. The sooner the better in my eyes. But still, any of you guys out there listening who are a fan of that game and didn't know this, get it if you have a Switch. If not, then get a Switch and then get it.
I was going to say, you got to get a Switch.
Yes, but it just made me excited to see that, that was coming back. Also, there was something else that was actually announced that I thought was pretty interesting. So Dauntless, which was, I think, Monster Hunter-esque, I guess. That's coming out. It was originally PC, but now I guess it's coming to all platforms. And supposedly this is going to be the second game, also which done by Epic, that's going to have cross-play, which I think is really awesome that there's more than one now.
Mm-hmm.
So one that I just thought was really cool. Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, like I kind of hope they are because I like that in concept. And like stuff like this, I think would be great to have.
Yeah.
Set up like that. So those were probably like the two big pieces of, gaming news.
You think Dauntless is going to come on Switch too?
I mean, when they're saying it's coming to all platforms, I'm going to assume. Plus, I mean, to be honest, last that I had logged in and played, it really wasn't that graphic heavy. It was very, it wasn't realistic, put it that way. It was more on the cartoony side, if you will. So, I mean, hell, if they can get Fortnite running on it and, Quake and Wolfenstein running on that, I don't see why they couldn't get this to run on it. Oh, and Doom. Yep. I don't know why I said Quake and then thought Doom now that I'm thinking about it, because I wish there was a Quake on it, but there isn't.
Same difference.
So, well, basically, yeah, but still.
I mean, I love Quake Champions, but I like to see a real like Quake 5 at some point.
I mean, I'm surprised that didn't come during the craze of all those the arena shooter craze.
Well, I mean, Quake 4 came out, and that was essentially a sequel to Quake 2. And I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it, but it came at a time where the duck and cover shooters were more popular than the just, charging, guns blazing, balls to the wall mayhem that Quake's been known for.
The old run and gun.
The run and gun, which I think is starting to make a comeback. I'm hoping. In some
Fingers
way.
crossed, I guess.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
Now, I see that we have something here about AMD.
Yeah.
What's this one?
Well, kind of a follow-up of what's been going on with the video cards war lately now that the RTX cards came out. AMD, there was a bit of a leak of information about AMD's new video card Navi, which is, my understanding, is really supposed to be targeting, supposed to be what's going to be what the PS5 is going to use. But it looks like they are going to try to, at some point, possibly 2019, maybe 2020, release a very high-end competitive card that's going to go up against the NVIDIA's RTX 2080. It not likely to have any kind of ray tracing support, but it's going to be like in the $300 to $400 price tag range compared to the RTX 2080's $1,200 price tag. It's that if AMD does that, then NVIDIA is gonna have to lower their prices and be competitive once again. Other than that, it's like I said, this is pretty early. This is all leaks. But the next big card out there is going to be the Navi, let's hope there's some competition in the video card world, because right now NVIDIA also did release the RTX Titan card, which is only marginally better than a 2080 RTX 2080 Ti, and I think even Gamer Nexus, when he did some benchmarks, actually saw it perform worse in some games than the 2080 Ti. And is really saying, and it makes sense, this card is only marginally better, and it's really aimed for professionals, graphic artists, movie production, because all it really has, it's basically a 2080 Ti with extra RAM and a $2,400 price tag.
Okay.
And you can link up two of them, because that does have SLL support, so you can get two of these cards for $4,800, and you'll be able to render your 2.5 hour movie in half hour. I don't know, but it's I mean, if you're going to be gaming, you're not going to get a Titan card. It's just too much. And of course, there's a bit of a follow up as well with the when we were talking about the ray tracing performance on Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 did release an update to improve the ray tracing performance, and he did this by removing ray tracing.
So how's that? What?
Well, basically what they did is that they started tagging certain objects in the environment from having to be rendered in ray tracing. So the big one being the leaves and the trees, they don't render now with the reflections, and that greatly improved performance. The problem is that it doesn't really fix the problem that, this ray tracing, and I'm saying that this is actually a good thing going forward, but for now, this is a very graphic intensive, calculation intensive technology. And, it's, this is like the first step where it's too early, in my view, for this to be actually mainstream for now. But the people who are defending this, well, you're not going to see leaves in reflection anyway. You don't really see anything in reflection because it's really just shiny mud still. And when you're seeing, like I said before, I mean, ray tracing, with the reflections with ray tracing, it's able to render things that you can't see, but you could see in nature, in real life, because it's being reflected underneath, unlike water, and then underneath another object. So you have, if you're standing in front of a car, but there's a puddle of water underneath, and the reflection in the puddle lets you see that there's another, like a barrel behind the car. with current reflection technology, that barrel isn't rendered because it's not being rendered in your face. It's to save performance, it's just not rendered. With ray tracing, everything is rendered 360 degrees around you, and so there's where it's very taxing to do all the calculation, especially on things you're not going to see. So what they end up doing is that they're picking and choosing which objects shouldn't be rendered. One of them, the big one, being the foliage, and again, a game like Battlefield 5, I don't think is really where this technology should be. This is a technology where you can take the time to stand and admire the view. And a shoot 'em up, multiplayer shoot 'em up like Battlefield 5 is not where this should be. This should be in something like Dear Esther, or a game I'm finally picking up and playing is Kingdom Come Deliverance would be perfect for something like this. Or something that's running gun like Battlefield 5 standard reflection technology is really like the best thing out there for this.
Yeah. And how can you enjoy something if you can't actually take the minute to stop and look at it?
Again, it's $2,400 price tag that really ruffles my feathers to get into this. And even with the other, the 2070 card, it's still a very expensive luxury technology to get into. It's early. It is the future, but it's early. And like I said, AMD is probably also going to get into this, but they're going to wait for things to mature first. So they're, NVIDIA, I mean, they're trudging through it. They'll survive, but they're taking a lot of hits in the chin for some of this stuff. So they fixed ray tracing by getting rid of ray tracing. I'm sorry, but I know that's the joke, but it's the truth.
Yeah, I just think that's a really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, it makes sense. It's just, the way it's delivered, I guess, would be the way.
Yeah.
So on the topic of, removing things, getting rid of things.
Yep.
There's something pretty interesting that, well, it's interesting, but it also sucks too.
Yeah.
That had happened. Blizzard they have decided to scale back on the development of Heroes of the Storm. Just in case those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Heroes of the Storm is
all two of you.
Yeah. It's a MOBA set in in the Blizzard universe. So you've got the Diablo characters, Deckard Cain, Diablo himself, Warrior, and then the Witch Doctor and all that stuff.
It's all their IP properties. It's Warcraft,
pretty much,
Diablo,
all their IPs.
Starcraft, and
I mean, hell, they actually put the Lost Vikings in on it, which are my favorite heroes. So
Blizzard, we need a sequel.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's a MOBA. I guess I would consider it a MOBA.
It is a MOBA.
Very objective based MOBA that they had released a couple of years back.
It's been a while.
It's been out for a while, 3 years now or so.
Something like that.
So, on earlier in the week, Blizzard put out a post and basically said, we're not going to support. Well, they won't say they're not going to, but they're basically put it in. The term is maintenance mode.
Right.
They're removing developers off of that particular game and putting them onto other Blizzard games or
mobile. Mobile.
Yeah, mobile. So I all hope you have your phones ready.
Do you not have phones?
Yeah, right. I was waiting for that.
I got 5 of them.
So they removed developers, put them on other stuff, mobile titles, and they're scaling down on the development on it.
They killed the esports.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
That's
the big thing.
one.
They killed the esports, and they kind of did it in a really shady way. Well, not really shady, but a shitty way.
Yeah.
All of they're basically the professional players of Heroes of the Storm. Instead of putting out contacting them and being like, hey, this is going to be a thing that's happening. So just so you know, giving them a heads up or anything. Basically, all the professional players found out the same time and way that we did.
Yep.
On a damn blog post.
Right. And just after a month after BlizzCon, where they released a brand new original character for the game and hyped it up, they made no mention that they were going to cancel the esports tournaments for 2019.
No, in fact, I remember them talking about how they were going to, it was going to be a thing.
Yeah, so this makes me think that they knew the numbers were going down player wise, and they waited a month, and a month went by, and they didn't see the boost they were hoping for, I guess. Mm-hmm. But this is all part of Activision's Kotaku article where Activision
Jason Schreier found out. Yeah, he put up
that Activision wants Blizzard to start taking the axe to a few things, and I mean, I'm not surprised that it was Heroes of the Storm to go first, because when Blizzard was late to the party with the MOBA stuff. It was League of Legends and Dota 2, and they tried to do with Heroes of the Storm. They didn't really promote it that much.
No, and then in all honesty, they tried to start with a professional scene and then have the game come out.
Right. I mean, it's a good MOBA. It does the Blizzard thing. I mean, like World of Warcraft came out, it was considered EverQuest on easy mode. And if you compare Heroes of the Storm with League of Legends or Dota 2, it's a lot easier to play, to jump in and play. The problem is that I only played it casually myself. I didn't do it professionally, but you're reading some posts from some of the Hero of the Storm professional players. One of the big problems is that the labeling of certain characters, what the classes should be. There was a number of characters where you just did not play professionally because they would just get railroaded. But Blizzard never made it very clear which character is really good for what. For the solo laner character or whatnot. And certain characters, I was told, like Sylvanas you play that very well in casual, but if you're going to do an esports tournament, you never play Sylvanas. But there's nothing in the character roster that will kind of tell you or give you the hint that this is not a good character to play for a current tournament basis. Blizzard said they were going to redo the labeling of what a specialist is and what the tank like characters. They were going to relabel them, but they never got around to it. But in any case, just recently Blizzard tried to scale back the comments, saying that we're not giving up on Hero of the Storm. We're still going to support it. We're still going to release new characters and stuff like that. It was another long-winded, PR-ridden post. And, technically all they did was kill the esports thing. But,
the whole thing that has me going
if they're pulling developers off, and they're saying maintenance mode, that tells me that they're just going to keep the servers running until there's really not many people left, and they're not really, it's already a money loser right now for them. They're not bringing enough money from the cash shop in that game to fund the run the servers and that number of people developing it. So of course, the first thing you have to do is get rid of all those developers, and you bring it down to just a handful of people that the game can kind of support. But I don't think how long that's going to especially people are just going to give up and walk away from it, because if it's, it's just the air of they're not really devoting their time. People who are playing this game don't have that Blizzard, that Blizzard's not there to back them up to play to make this game really good. It's now just there. Kind of like, we were, you think about it, if it wasn't for the Korean esports with StarCraft 2, that would also be getting the axe right now, right, as well.
Oh yeah. I firmly believe
because,
that one,
they released the game, but I think other than some tweaks here and there, they basically leave that game alone now. There's really nobody there developing StarCraft 2 anymore. They made the game. It's done.
No, I mean, they still put some content.
They don't release
out.
any new units or anything like that on a regular basis.
I'm sorry. They still put like every so often they'll put like commanders for like the co-op mode.
Okay, well that's okay,
but that's still I think it's like every so often.
Yeah. But basically, StarCraft 2 is basically just sitting there, and they're making buku dollars with the esports over in Korea because Koreans love to build more pylons.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. That sucks. I mean, you makes us think what's next for Blizzard. What else are they going to cut?
Yeah. I mean, we can both agree that Heroes of the Storm wasn't really like their
cash cow
money maker.
No,
yeah, it wasn't their cash cow. Yeah. But like, I mean, it's what's funny is once they announced that the next day, like all of like the streamers for Heroes of this, well, not all of them, but I believe majority of or some of them. Let's
it
go
went
with
down in Twitch.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go down in Twitch.
It went down,
but also like those people went and protest and just played fucking Dota. Or, yeah, I think they played Dota.
Yeah,
in protest and then streamed it.
Yeah, and that's a hard game to get into. And then with League of Legends, it's just so toxic. Too much trash talking.
Yeah, but I believe they've been trying to.
Oh, they try. I mean, there's a thing, and of course, the one I keep forgetting because I don't think of it as a MOBA because it's third person is
Smite.
Smite, yes, thank you.
Yeah,
that's fun to play. Although I had bought it on Steam, and something happened where you buy it on Steam, but you have to use their username and password, and I totally forgot it, and I can't get back into it. Literally,
that's a shame.
Yeah, but I mean,
to be honest, like I played Smite since like it went into beta, and like I enjoyed it more than in its early stage and whatnot. Just not even for the fact that like the community was a lot better than what it is now.
I really like doing the arena.
Yeah, the arenas.
They're really a lot more fun. I mean, I played a little bit of when you have the lanes, the standard MOBA setup. I actually thought the arena was a little bit better.
The arena was definitely like
it was a lot quicker.
Especially if you didn't know the gods.
To get into
it was quicker, but also give you the chance to like play around with a build or with a particular god if you weren't that good with them.
Right. Yeah. I hate Loki.
I mean, I remember going up
Loki.
with. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I don't know how he is now, but I know he used to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I remember doing the arenas with. Actually, it was a full group of us. We went in and we would do arenas, and that was always fun.
Yeah.
I have my one friend who would basically almost always lock in Cupid because he just really liked playing Cupid. You had Bacchus. I usually played Bacchus, and I just initiated because that was just so much fun.
I keep forgetting her name, but I always play that Chinese goddess with the crystals.
Nua?
Yeah, the snake goddess.
Yeah, she was. Her original build was better.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun to play that character, especially when you can kind of teleport a little bit ahead of and do some damage. But again, I haven't been able to play a long time because I'm kind of locked out. I don't feel like spending another $20 to unlock all my all the gods again. So I was like,
wait a second, you couldn't just contact it like, hey, I forgot my user.
I had no time.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah, just no time. And it's really I'm no time to really do that. And I'm I think about wanting to play it, but not enough to actually really bring myself to play it,
to go through the work and actually get your info. Yeah. All right. I mean, I get you.
Yeah. But you think but getting back with Blizzard, do you think they're going to, you think they might end up scaling back things like World of Warcraft?
I mean, right now I know the current state of it isn't in its best it's been.
Right. I don't think it's as bad as Draenor, like some people are saying. It's still a lot to do.
I don't think I don't think it's that bad.
Because with Draenor, you got one patch and then they just said, screw it. We're just going straight to the next expansion pack.
Pretty much is what they did.
They're like determined to play out the story. And then the story is still, I think, really good.
Oh, actually, I think the story is the best it's been.
Right. So, I mean, that's definitely why I'm still sticking around for it. I'm interested in this story. I like this. They're gonna, they have to find a conclusion to this war, I think. And but I hate for, if what they did with Heroes of Storm is going to have some sort of domino effect with the other games. Hearthstone is not going to get touched. That game is
no, that still makes them up their money.
I think it worked for them because, the gold standard for a trading card game, whether digital, electronic, is Magic the Gathering. That's still your gold standard. And back in the day when you go to you either at school or at a card store, the three games anyone was playing was Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I don't know anybody who was playing Warcraft. That card game.
I mean, I did.
I mean, I've seen it for sale.
I know a
but
few people.
I just never saw I go in the card store and I never saw a table of a couple guys or two or three guys playing the Warcraft game. It was either It was either Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh with some Pokemon every now and then. But with Hearthstone, it was probably one of the first really good games card games where it did not use the Magic formula to play to make it work, and so that made it more unique than Magic, and that's why I think it's been doing so well. It's definitely doing a lot better than games like Gwent, for sure. Artifact, the one that Valve recently released.
Yeah,
I think Hearthstone's still going strong in that.
I mean that's definitely one of the top ones up there in the digital card game market right now. Right. Definitely. I don't know if that'll change once Artifact comes to mobile. Because I've been playing that. I enjoy that a lot. And they actually now added in a progression system and everything for it. And
I heard there was a little problem with there was a $15 card that they tweaked that makes it kind of useless now. And people are pretty upset. The ones who spent $15 to get that card in Artifact, and now it's not as good as it was originally.
I mean, it's still really good. All right. So just in case, and this is strictly my opinion.
I only heard the headlines, so maybe you know more about this than me.
Because they're talking about Axe, and I actually have them. I got them before they nerfed them, and I got stupid lucky because I bought a pack and he was the first card in the first pack that I got. And I was just like, all right, I don't need anyone else. Axe was, in my opinion, still is probably one of the best red heroes in there. Well, maybe tied for one of the best now that I think about it. All they did was they altered his attack. I think they lowered it by 1 and then lowered his health by 2 or something like that. They did a very slight nerf to him, but the dude's still really good. So if anyone's going to complain about I spent $15 because I wanted the best card in the game and now he went from being the best to being pretty damn good, they're really just crying over nothing. It's a good, it's still a good card. All right. So he might not necessarily be an auto pick. No, I can't say it that way. Cause I would still, if I was playing red, auto pick him. You know what? He just went from being really effing good to really good. So yeah, anyone who's going to complain about that one can, yeah. I think they're crying over nothing. Or yeah, okay, I guess that would work too. So yeah, I don't see Hearthstone ever, well, at least currently get, well, you know what? No, now that I think about that one, I don't know. Hearthstone makes them a lot of money, but it's not necessarily in the best spot because they've essentially released 2 expansions now and their meta isn't changing and people aren't playing the new cards. Right. So granted, they only have to deal with that for another 2-3 more months before they change that, because in Hearthstone the year change is over. Right. So almost everything that's in standard now currently goes out of standard. So I don't know, well, like people are going to complain about that one too. But anyway,
I mean,
like,
I was playing Hearthstone for a while, but I realized that I couldn't be keeping up with the turnaround with the new card sets and the standard thing. That's the same reason why I had the same problem with Magic. I wasn't willing to invest every 3-4 months having to buy all new cards just to keep, current. And that's why I ended up switching to Commander format because, you could buy you
buy it once and just never touch it.
Well, or just tweak it every now and then. You have some money in your pocket. You go to the card store and it's like, ooh, that's a card I want. You know what? $20 now for that card. I think I can handle that one card now. Instead of doing standard, you need 4 copies of that $20 card. That's only going to be good for the next 6 months, and then you're going to have to take her out of the deck, or take the card out of the deck because it's out of standard now.
Yeah. So, when Hearthstone changed over the way they do expansions in their game, I went to a very much more of a I don't want to call it a pay to win, but paying to play would probably be a good way. Well,
I mean, if you got the money and you just buy what's the biggest pack? 60 packs in one shot, 60, 70 packs at a time, or 100 packs.
I think it's like 50 packs.
50 packs. Well, if you have the money to buy 2 or 3 of those 50 packs, you're going to win. You have your odds are you're going to have the good cards.
Yeah, but also, I mean, essentially, if you went in and decided to buy like the biggest pack deal that they had, you would be spending like $300 to get every card in the system, or every card in that set.
It's still pay to win. There's always every microtransaction game. You're gonna have a few whales.
Of course.
So, yeah. I don't know. That's why I kind of stay away from that. For me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, TCGs. That's all of them.
Yeah. I played it. I played a Hearthstone. I have nothing against Hearthstone. It's just I couldn't keep. I don't want to fall into that hole where I'm constantly trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah.
I mean, you're already doing that in Warcraft. You don't need to have another Blizzard game where you do that.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that Hearthstone would be one to like, it still makes some money. So I don't think that would be on the chopping block next. But
what about, I mean, with the popularity of Fortnite, what do you think of Overwatch? I mean, yes, people are playing it, but is it like the big thing that it once was?
I've never looked at the numbers, so I couldn't tell you. So,
I mean, I never played it.
Maybe. Oh, you never played Overwatch?
I mean, I already have a bunch of tournament style games. Why do I need another one? Because
it's a Blizzard tournament style game. And that's my Blizzard fanboy coming out. No, it's. I mean, it's not bad. It's. When it came out. Now I can't even say that because it's still pretty much fun. It's just like every other hero shooter that came out at the time, except for this one's had the following and the money to just stay relevant.
Yeah, I mean,
I've played it. I've enjoyed it.
It hasn't fallen out of favor like. Was it Jailbreakers?
Jailbreakers?
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, depending how hard Activision wants to start cutting on Blizzard, I mean, I guess what it is, it's a Russian roulette. We don't know. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, World of Warcraft maybe it won't. I don't think it's going to get axed, but I could tell you the next expansion pack after this, the landmass is going to be even smaller.
I mean, that's.
I mean, if you're noticing, possible. I think Draenor was the last good sized chunk place to go to. All right, but since then, with the Broken Isles, and now with the now separated 2 land masses, Kultiris and Zandalar, they're very detailed and very beautiful. I'm not going to say that, but they're quite small.
Yeah. I honestly, as much as I don't want to say it, the next one I could see would probably be WoW. Like, I don't know, because still then, even if the numbers drop, it's still
if they're
a constant source of money coming in.
Unless, I mean, we're going to get into a little law here, Warcraft law here, folks. So bear with us. the thing is, the one thing that has yet to be resolved from Warcraft 3 is the Forsaken. And the thing is, you can't, switch Forsaken to be humans without an entire player base going up in arms. So the only way you could do this, to do that lore, is to do a World of Warcraft 2, and just start a new MMO. Part of me thinks the way they're going with the story, there's going to be something that's going to have to deal with the Forsaken, to kind of quote fix them in the sense of like restoring their humanity or something like that.
I mean, they could go that route, I guess.
Because now you play, you did the story quest for Tyrande and the Darkshore Warfront. I mean, let's face it, it's almost like fighting the Scourge.
When fighting the Forsaken?
Yeah, because they're just, it's almost like this. It's like going to Northrend again. Just they're the big bad again. They make it very clear cut.
Yeah.
At least in my view, that's what I saw it. I mean, they're spreading the blight throughout the land. All right. They're doing what Arthur was doing. All right. And,
okay.
And that's the way. It's just now they have trolls and orcs with them. I don't think I don't think I've seen any Tauren characters, I don't think I've fought any Tauren characters on the Warfront. It was Forsaken, orcs, and trolls. I did not see any Taurens.
I'm trying to remember now if you see any in the first one, the first Warfront that they released.
Oh, that's true. It was mostly orcs.
So I don't recall. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that sounds like something that wishful thinking, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. We'll go with that one. Wait, wishful thinking on that they'll get rid of WoW and do a WoW 2, or wishful thinking that like they'll do something about the Forsaken?
A little bit of both. I like to see, I'm interested in what they're going to do with this story. I hate for Blizzard to like wrap it up in a way that it really, nothing changed.
Okay.
There was no consequences. It's like we went right back to where we were right after Legion in terms of who's doing what. And that would suck. I like to see some sort of long-term consequences for what's going on here. Me personally.
I mean, I think, well, no, I don't think that's unreasonable to ask that.
Yeah.
I think they might be going towards that route anyway, with just stuff that they're doing in game. But that's a whole, another can of worms for another day, if you will.
Yeah.
But, well, so, yeah, I mean, that's it's a shame for. It's a shame that not like going back on what we were actually talking about there, that all the pro players all the pro players and everyone, like they basically, were out of a job at that time. So, best of luck to you guys who are professional players for this. I'm not. Oh, no, I'm sorry. And it sucks for the people like myself who were a fan of this game and who enjoyed playing it. Like I actively played that. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was just a fun little thing to sit down and play around with for a while. Yeah. I mean, it's still there. It's not like it's gone or anything like that.
It's just there's this ever nagging thought in the back of anyone's playing the mind. It says, this is the last time I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
I mean, how quick they were dropping this news. You don't know when, a month or two from now, they might just shut down the servers.
They might just be like, hey, this is the last day this game runs.
Yeah.
So, I guess go and show support for a game if you enjoy it like I do. Best of luck to the actual pro players out there. But also then on the flip side, I can't say I'm necessarily surprised by this.
Right.
It was, regardless of how much I may or may not had fun playing it.
Right.
The point of it is like it wasn't their biggest cash cow. They had other games that brought in probably significantly more money than this one.
Well, I think this is also kind of lesson learned where if you're going to get into the esports and be more professional about it, just always be prepared that the game you're specializing in may not be a pro game.
Yeah.
At any point, maybe, if you're a professional, let's say you're a professional Dota 2 guy, you do that. That's your bread and butter. Have a second game, Quake Champions, something, have a backup. Have a backup. Exactly. Have a plan B. So if the one game goes, you are kind of got your foot in the door with the other.
Yeah.
That's all I guess. I mean, for me, I enjoy gaming too much to want it to be like a job. So
yeah,
I'd rather keep it more casual on my end. But it sucks. Blizzard did not do a good job in laying this out, and the storm that they got, pun intended. It's been going on with everybody. Blizzard, Bethesda, EA, Ubisoft even got it. I mean, all the AAA guys, even the ones that were thought to be, pro player, they all got egg in their face this year at one point or the other. Even CD Projekt Red got it a bit when it came out about the work conditions when they were when it came out about how the work conditions were when they were making Witcher 3. It sucked for those people. I mean, he had 50+ hour work weeks. No time off for days, for weeks. And that, I know a lot of companies, it turns out a lot of companies do that, where that last 2-3 weeks is absolute crunch time and you do not get a day off, and you really burn those midnight oils. But it does suck actually hearing about it, especially when you got a company where you got this air of, we're not greedy corporations. We're the good guys. And then you run out and you mail everybody a nylon bag because, canvas is too expensive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, a lot of the games got.
This is too expensive.
Oh, yeah. Was it expensive for the journalists had to cover the game though? No, they got their they got a duffel bag, Oh
yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying not to get on my Bethesda rant again. So
now let's not try not to get into that one here.
Trying to be a good boy. But right. We could say at the end of the year, that all the companies got egg in their faces this year.
Yeah, at some point or another, they did.
Yeah. Whether they learned from this, I mean, I hope. I mean, it's always easy to beat a dead horse. I would like to see EA even, wake up, smell the coffee, and realize what they're doing, and just release really good games. They got the Star Wars license. During the 90s, Lucas Arts was just printing money, releasing excellent Star Wars games.
Yeah.
And all they could do is get 2, Battlefront games out.
And not even that really good ones either.
Right. I mean, there's no. I had, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have had hope up, but I had really hoped that we would have another, X-Wing Star Wars space simulator game. Finally have that, Lawrence get Lawrence Holland in, make the next X-Wing Alliance game,
Yeah.
And instead of, I appreciate the guys at X-Wing Alliance, X-Wing Alliance upgrade with the high res models they make, but I like to see a real new X-Wing game. I want to dust off that joystick I have and actually play a good flight sim game. But they ain't gonna happen. You can't get transactions in that. I guess I don't know. The industry is built on hopes and dreams.
Yep. Well, crushed dreams, but hopes and dreams.
Yeah. But there's indie guys out there. I mean, was it released this year or last year? Stardew Valley stuff. Games like that. People, little independent guys. I think that's where it's going to be for a while.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going to be at.
Yeah.
I also think my nephews are singing upstairs. So if by the off-shot chance, anyone who can hear little kids singing, that's my nephew upstairs or nephews upstairs. They're over here.
Oh, I thought we were doing Children of the Corn here.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's all praise he who walks behind the stalks. Or shit, was that saying? He who walks behind the rose. Oh my God, it's been so long since I've thought about that movie.
All I know, that kid was creepy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Fucking freaking Malachi.
Yeah.
Outlander. We have your woman, Outlander.
It's funny. You watch that movie, then you play a game like Morrowind where you're called an Outlander all the time.
And you just keep thinking of that line over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think this is where we're going to wrap it up here.
I think we've been dragging it for a while.
Before we start talking about some other useless stuff that has nothing to do with what our actual conversation is. Hey, to each and all of you guys who are currently listening to us, hey, thanks for the listens. Very much appreciated. Any questions, comments, thoughts, you can always contact us at beardedgamemasters at gmail.com. And hey, to a very Merry Christmas and I should maybe say Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to, those of you guys who are with us tonight, and have a very safe and fun-filled new year. Yep. We will see you guys in 2018.
Yeah. See you next year. Merry Christmas. God bless.
Take care.
And to all, a good night.
Bye-bye.